pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all for coming to this August 11th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. in the STEM room, change from the cafeteria. So, if you wish to speak on an agenda item, please wait for an invitation from the board chair during the discussion. For comments on other school district matters, you may speak during the designated public comment period. Before speaking, state your name and keep remarks brief. Respectful conduct is expected at all times, and the chair may interrupt or end comments that are too long, off-topic, inappropriate, or violate privacy rights. This is a school board business meeting held in a public setting. Thank you for your cooperation in keeping it professional and on track. All right. Agenda item number 2 is to review and adopt the agenda.
Please go to item number 13.
Item 13.
Approve board meeting time change to 6 p.m. second Thursday of the month. It should say second Tuesday of the month.
I was wondering, I was like, maybe
No,
that's
we
the
are
only
not
day
changing
works.
that up. Second Tuesday of the month.
That's 6 p.m.
Yep.
Should have brought papers.
Do you need a pair?
No. Monocle or something, I don't know.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the agenda pending the modification to item 13 to change Thursday to Tuesday.
We have a first, do we have any second?
I'll second.
Having a first and second to approve the agenda with the modification of line item 13 to read Tuesday. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? None opposed, motion carries. All right, number 3, public comment. The next agenda item is public comment. This is an opportunity for the public to share brief comments of no more than 3 minutes on matters not listed on the agenda. Legal issues and complaints should follow the grievance process outlined in policy 1700. The board will not respond to comments during the meeting, as its role is to listen and consider public input rather than engage in discussion. Do we have any public comment this evening?
Sorry, I want to just put on the spot. Do you have public comment?
No. Okay. Okay. Having no public comment, we will move on to agenda item number 4 to approve the minutes from July 20th, 2026.
Item 6D,
6D, okay.
vote 5-0, motion carried. What's the HY2?
HY2.
Okay.
Probably a typo.
Approval of claims and warrants at the end there. Yeah.
Oh, it's not on yours? Oh, oh.
Just wanted to make sure it wasn't some lingo that it wasn't.
Hello, you.
Sorry,
It is on the
hold
one.
on. Is it on my official ones though? To be signed at this
Yes.
board meeting? It is on the official one? Oh. Well, I guess that would be my fat fingers.
I will strike that in the copy that I'm signing.
meeting, July 20th, 2026.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, having a first and second, all those in favor of approving the July 20, 2026 minutes, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? No one is opposed, motion carries. All right, the next agenda item that we have is approval of claims and warrants.
No payroll in July. Just so you guys know.
I think we just have to read it manually, right?
Yeah, so, sorry, do
Check
you want me to tell you
119,
check numbers?
They're,
714
they're in
for-
order, they're at the top, and then you have the total on the last page, the last. one.
Check 119714 to 119770.
And then this last page.
Has the
for-
totals.
Just the totals of the
breakdown.
breakdown of the
Okay.
different.
And there's a total of 42 claim checks. There are 250 account checks.
I really like how these new reports go. It's so much easier to digest.
See, I have a question on the check 119748 for public windows and doors. I saw, in one of the reports that there was mentions about some of the windows being like single pane and needing to be updated. Did these things cover that, or is that separate?
No, this is a window in the library shattered when they were cleaning the windows. There was a slight hole in it, and so it shattered. And then there were two in the elementary that were falling out, and the glass wasn't set in there straight, so they had to replace those three windows.
And this is
And
also
then
for
some screens
as
also,
well.
and then some, I think there were 8 screens that were replaced, so teachers could open their windows.
And
Yeah.
those windows that were falling out, are those the new ones, or are
No.
those the historical old windows that they
In
got?
the elementary building,
I
so I'm
think
not
they
sure. Place
Most of
some
those windows I think got replaced
Okay.
here in the last 10, 20, 12, 30 years. Oh my God. 20 years, not that long ago. They were still old.
I remember like it was
Yeah.
yesterday.
And then we finalized the blinds too, so we are completely updated now because we did a few more blinds, so our blinds are all set for the year. And that's a big safety thing as well, and just helping make the cleaning so hot in there and keeping it warm.
So,
Yep.
okay. This, 119752, a stripe above, is that the parking lot?
That was the parking
Yep.
lot.
Yep, that was the cost for doing all that.
He did that this weekend, doesn't it look fantastic? It just
It's
really
really
cleaned it
nice.
up out there.
Is that his last name too, is it just a happy coincidence?
It's Pete Stripe. No, Pete Tripp, Pete Tripp.
Oh,
Nope, just a stripe above.
okay. I was gonna say, wow. It's like
Is it
something
destiny thing?
Yes.
119736, is that paid out monthly or quarterly or?
736 is, that is monthly for
Okay.
Jen Fredette, yep. The communications director, she's running all of our things one more year.
Same
for
price
us.
every
Yep,
month.
Yep.
And for Sky Ranch, is that just oil changes on the vehicles? Or is that to help us get rid of our,
Both, so he does like the regular maintenance on our vehicles and then any repairs too. Sometimes if it's bigger, larger repairs on our buses though, those go to Harlow's, is what it sounds like historically.
okay,
He'll actually be doing some repairs coming up, when he can fit it into his schedule, we're gonna be doing some work on the red truck out front because the front end is very loose and it is not very roadworthy, but we're gonna try and make it roadworthy, so if maintenance needs to take it to town, they'll have a pickup truck that can take it to town.
okay.
So that truck's just being kept for use here?
Yeah, we're just keeping it real, real close, so needs some new tie rods and ball joints and stuff like that,
Nope,
No,
Okay.
minivan went. It was sold in the surplus sale.
Cool.
Yep.
For our later readies, don't forget to sign in before you leave.
Yes.
For the Nicole Noonan, why is that such a large difference?
that is our auditor. She's auditing 2 fiscal years, and that's just, so we just got an updated bill for the both of the fiscal years that she is auditing, and it is the other half.
It's just over $13,000 a year, the contract is, and for our audits. And as we're 6 years behind, she's doing 2 at a time.
So we just had to
have
budget
do our
all of that
budget.
in this fiscal year,
Yes,
which is a huge chunk out of our general fund,
because it's
unfortunately.
budgeted per audit, not, yeah.
So it's a big fight.
Is that the only price range we could go this that amount of options?
She's the only one in Western Montana that
there's-
school districts can even find on it.
You don't get a discount for being behind.
No, I know, yeah.
We get awards.
Yeah. Well, it's her and the district, both are semi-funded.
Okay.
And so now that we are putting everything together, we're like, no, and so we're pushing her, cause she was like, oh, let's keep doing one, and we're like, no, you'll have these 2 done by, June, and so,
We have been pushing, the auditor's been being pushed a lot, but she also doesn't have all the material that she needs, so I've literally spent an entire day ripping that vault apart in there, just finding 6 years worth of payroll liabilities that were just shoved in there that she didn't have for these 2 fiscal years. There's things missing, I don't know where things are, I don't know where anything is, like, we're missing leave slips for 2 years, that she would like to review, I don't know where to find those at, so, and I only have only one person.
Yeah, no, I
so
understand,
much
there's
time,
not
so
a lot. Are we putting like safeguards in place, as we're finding, oh, this was not done right, this is what we're doing now?
yes,
Absolutely.
yeah, she's got them all
Yeah,
lined
we
up
have,
already.
we just ordered a bunch of baker's boxes and I'm just kind of utilizing the system that we had in Frenchtown. So we have the retention record schedule for certain documents and we just make sure that we have like payroll documents organized. We're labeling stuff when we can destroy it, so it's really clean and simple to kind of maintain our space in there that we do have for permanent records and not permanent records. So we can go in there each year and be like, that box can go to shred, that box can go to shred, this one is permanent. So me and Evelyn will be working on that project probably throughout the rest of this next year. Once I can come up for air a little bit, but we do have systems in place, so.
Would it benefit the district to just digitize everything going forward, so it's like they're
I'm
on
not ready
paper
for
file?
that yet,
Okay.
but
Maybe
I
it's
do
option.
want to do, yes.
Conversations
I would love
that
to
we
do
are
that in the
having
future.
as we're printing
Yeah.
the purchase orders for me to sign all requisitions and purchase orders to safeguard all of those things, like, it's a lot of paper, yes, but this year that's
For
what we're
now,
going
we're
to
just
do it.
gonna stay
And
paper
then
heavy.
we'll eventually move to digital
Once
for
we get
those
things
kinds of
cleaned up,
things.
yeah, we will, I would love to do that, cause I think that would save us a lot of money too, and it would save me maybe a little bit of time also, so.
Thank you for taking this on. I think it is more than any of us anticipated that it was going to be.
Yes.
Any more questions? We have a first motion.
Can I just say, I approve the motion to approve these claims and warrants as like usual, and then check numbers 119714 through 119770 for $129,860.52.
That is correct.
Do we have a second?
Second that.
All right, having a first and second to approve claims 119714 through 119770 in the amount of $129,860.52. All those in favor, please say aye.
I
All those, aye, also, all those opposed? No one's opposed, motion is carried.
Molly, was that you that seconded or Michelle?
Michelle.
I thought it was Michelle.
Sorry, guys.
All right, administrators report for line item 6.
lots of different things. You obviously, we've already seen the parking lot, so purchased the blinds and the windows and the screens. Our maintenance crew has worked extra hard. The maintenance list that the staff gave us has almost all been completely updated and taken care of, cleaned up. There's been some great painting going on. All of our floors have been redone, and so Matt and Connie have worked extremely hard this summer with MJ and Devin following right behind. So I'm really excited about how well the building looks, ready to start this school year. And then the parking lot was a really nice touch as well. As you see the digging happening, we found out last Thursday as they were trying to put our new meter in down the manhole right next to the elementary. He went to put that in, and as he was trying to take the old one out, things were starting to disintegrate. So that pipe was gonna go at any minute kind of deal, so they had to tear everything out and replace the pipe from the main line, which is kind of in the middle of the road to our elementary school, and so that's what they're working on right now. So we're in and out with water, but we're hoping that'll be finished tomorrow for us, and they hoped it was gonna be a 2 or 3 day job. But they've moved it into the elementary near the art room. Matt, you might be able to answer this a little bit better than I can, but just for safeguards for the future as well.
Yeah, so they replaced the pipe from the outside, about probably 5 feet. They connected there because the pipe on the inside had too much of a bend. So I asked them to lay another pipe in, so down the road, we can cut over from the pipe that is there to new. We'll have to have a plumber come in and pump to there, but it's all new pipe into the building, but it's just stubborn. But they replaced the pipe going up. But I asked them to put the other pipe in so that for future, it will all be replaced.
Thank you for having the foresight to do that and set the district happy bill in the future. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, so, and then you may have seen the post about septic, Superior Septic donated 2 porta potties for us, cause we weren't sure how much we'd be in and out with water, and so those are out there. We did a shout out to them on Facebook, just appreciating them helping the district out and saving us a little bit of money. So budget things, as you're hearing, talking about audits and talking about all of the things. This spring, we moved our financial system from Foxy to Black Mountain in the middle of the fiscal year. And so we're trying to make those a cohesive, finalize last year's budget and move full-time into Black Mountain. But we're having some issues, as she's trying to do the trustees' financial report. A lot of our things were not coded properly throughout this year through Betsy and through Chelsea both. For example, our new Traverse was supposed to come out of our transportation fund, came out of our general fund instead. And so she's having to go back and clean those up with the county. And so we are behind on our trustees' financial report. That has to be done before we can do next year's budget. So that's why we were hoping to next week have the board meeting. It's not going to be done. Her mentor is not even sure how to fix these things. So now she's had to go up on the chain to get some help as well. And so everywhere Sarah turns, she's finding lots and lots of things that we're having to fix. And so we're in contact with MASBO, we're in contact with our auditor, so our auditor knows all of the steps, keeping records of everything that's happening. But we were hoping to have the budget ready on the 18th, and it's not going to be, so we're gonna have to push that out. Sarah's got a family thing, and we're hoping the 25th. It is due the 25th, and she and her MASBO people are going to do everything they can to have it done that day. Otherwise, we'll have to do a couple of checks and balances, those kinds of things if not. But I'd like you guys to look at your calendars for the 25th, and we can do a Zoom, we can do it before or after school instead of the 18th. Apologize about that change, but she's doing everything she can to keep her head above water and try to clean things up, as it's a little messier than we even knew. Yeah, and so, but getting there. Right? Anything more to add on that one? Okay, yeah, so let's, we can do that at the end when we close if we want to on the 25th there. And again, that's gonna be budget only, so we'll send you the budget report before then, so you guys can look through it and then ask any questions when the five of us get together, or 7 of us, or whatever it could be there.
So are we we just gonna cancel the one on
We're
the 18th?
canceling the
for now?
18th, yes, yeah.
And if, as I understand this, if it goes beyond the 25th, we have to have a board meeting every day until it is done. It would be a short meeting. But, you know what? We want it to be good. I will find whatever I need to do to be available to make that happen
like you
if
guys, but
it
I don't wanna
is
see
worth
you.
it. I know, I don't wanna see me every day.
We all have
but,
families, but I told her that's a 5-minute meeting, you know, that we are still working and this is where we're at. A Zoom each day, we just would need 3 of you to work through that, so, I keep telling her, 1 year from now, think of where we're gonna be at when we walk into this August meeting and we have the budget correct, like how we want it and know what's going on, so, both apologizing on that a lot, we're learning. We are at, you'll see, are at 7 substitute teachers, so we're very excited about that. Getting a few extras hired to help out there. We're fully staffed if you approve Michelle Sanders tonight, and I'll talk a little bit about her, but excited to have an assistant cook that'll be starting. Kelly's gonna work in there a little bit and help out as well. She's excited about the opportunity to learn that, and so we'll talk about that when we hire her out. Strategic plan, it's on there for approval. In May, Hatton had presented to all of you the whole strategic plan, so all we have to do is approve it as it is, and then we're ready to carry forth on that. Our leadership team met today for 8 hours, or 6 hours, and we sat and went through every one of those goals. We made objectives for each goal, timelines, who's responsible for things we're gonna share out with staff. And those are things that we can add to the board report, that quarterly report about where we're at with each one of those goals. So once we get that finalized, I'll share those lists of goals with you and what our timelines look like as well. So really proud of the leadership team today and the time they took to really go through each of those goals based on the strategic plan and the Montana Reads grant, and so tying those things together. So we'll present that tomorrow to the staff at the training we have with the staff tomorrow. We have re-imaged all of our computers. We are working with Blackfoot right now and E-rate. For some reason, Blackfoot was not giving us our E-rate amounts. E-rate is funding from the federal government that they give us to help with technology, whether it's our internet or servers or computers, different things like that. Blackfoot had made a mistake on our bill, so we were double paying. And so we're working on trying to get that cleaned up. So we're gonna have a really nice little credit with Blackfoot. And so this year hopefully we'll be okay.
I don't think we're gonna have the credit with Blackfoot, so just talking with Nicole Jones, what's gonna happen is she's gonna go straight to the source that normally, so like Blackfoot would have received the reimbursements and then shown the credit on our statements for last year, but they weren't getting paid through the E-rate program. So they've just been footing us the full amount of the bill. So what Nicole's gonna do, cause it's just gonna be easier and we'll get paid quicker for this last year's E-rate. She's just gonna go straight through the program and they'll reimburse the school district directly instead of it going through Blackfoot. But we've been talking with Blackfoot, we've had Jay with IT, we've had Nicole Jones, our E-rate gal, talking with them. They are promising that we will see the E-rate discount on our statement coming up. So I'm hoping that they will follow through with that and we'll see that. It was something I wasn't really aware of when I first started working here, so I just seeing bills for the first time, I was like over my head, but it was actually Jay and then Heather, she's the Clinton business manager, she pointed it out, because they use Blackfoot also, she was like, how much are you paying for your internet? Oh, that's not right. So, we'll get that straightened out, but just actively working on that right now.
Does that only go back 1 year?
Yeah, it's just, it'll just be this last fiscal year, but looks like we were getting it previously, so we don't have to go further than that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
And communications, as you were asking about Jen, for that, Jen and I will be meeting, we weekly on Fridays, just really trying to push that communication out to the communities and to families. Meeting with staff on how can they share out great things that are happening in their classroom also. So throughout the week, they can share things with me and then I'll share that with Jen. And so we'll have a better schedule as to what we're doing and really pushing things out to the community. And really want to get into the classrooms this year and show the great things that are happening, and give shout outs to our teachers and to our kids, and really shout outs out to our community to like Superior Septic and making sure that we're making those things happen. So really boosting that communication, which I think will be helpful, her and I being able to meet and work through that every week. Just a couple of things about my personal professional development. Alicia and I went to the School Administrators of Montana Summer Conference for 3 days, which was amazing. Some great things on instructional leadership that her and I are gonna put into place this fall. Kaleva Law Conference I'm going to Thursday and Friday. That is just a conference she holds every year with updates to policy and school law and how to support us with different things that are happening across the state. And then I will be at the Fall Superintendent's Conference in September. That takes place in Bozeman, and it's just a really great conference for me to go to for a couple of days. And then a couple of miscellaneous items. We submitted, Amanda and I submitted that grant last week, which was awesome. That $75,000 grant, we'll hear by the end of August if we get that grant or not, but we both feel really good about it. We got some great partnerships with people, Peak here, Mineral County, and I think it's gonna be a great thing for our community, for our family wellness. So we're excited about that and hoping that'll happen. I also wanted to talk to you guys just a little bit, and there's a facility use form on here, liability, later on in the agenda, but the Frenchtown Rural Fire Department, we have a small group that's here, and they actually live on base or on base regularly. There's no gym out here, no access for them to work out, and so I had talked to a couple of other school districts that give access to their gym outside of school hours. So the liability form went through MSGIA, so we know we're clear on that, but I would really love to give them access and just another community connection there that they can come in the evenings or the weekends. We'll build key cards for them. I have notifications when people are in and out, so as long as the liability is signed in that facility use form, I think it'd be a great thing to do for our outreach to our community. So we'll talk about that form in a little bit. Booster Club, I see Sheila's here. Sheila and Matt and I met last week to start kicking off the Booster Club and trying to get that going, and so really appreciate both of them and stepping up with that. Jen Zimmerman is also going to be on the board, and we're gonna announce it at open house and see if we can fill the board completely, but just how do we help our athletics, how do we help our activities more, and get support from our community. And so we've already talked to a few businesses that are excited to donate. We've talked to Big Bear Sign about new signs in the gym and what to do there, and just really trying to bring that community together just a little bit more. So excited about that. Either of you have anything more on that?
We have a lot of interest.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
I wanted to point out, because I feel you have 501c3 status, you've had it for an extended period. You should be able to apply for the Headwaters Go Grant on there. It's currently $8,500 a year on there, so that would be positive there. We have a superabundance of nonprofit status organizations in town. They just have to exist for 2 years. So that's the bridge. You've checked that box. So keep that on your radar.
And I have information on that
Okay.
because we use it here at the school too, so that is great because it's been going for a while. I'm thinking uniforms, I'm thinking our crow's nest, different things like that of projects that we really wanna get done, so excited about getting that going again. Yes. And then our PTSA is also, that's Kathy and Josie Hayes Johnson have been PTA for many years, the two of them, and so we've got forums, we're gonna have a table out at open house and just try to get some more parents to help with events and support them, and even just help if it's just a donation, staff and community can, $10 just toward the PTA to help with funds. They do a lot of things for our staff and for our students, which are awesome, so anywhere we can support them will be wonderful. And then open house, I have the discussion at the end there, but we have the full roster. I'll send you guys, if you didn't see it on Facebook, Jen sent it out today of just what's happening at open house. It's from 4 to 6, dinner will be served, And at 5 p.m. in the cafeteria, I'll do a short presentation of just some of the things that I've talked about and what's happening at the school this year. And Alicia also is going to introduce herself. She's kind of been teacher, all the things, and so people know her as well as she's working as Dean of Students. So that'll be at 5 p.m. right kind of in the middle there. And then that Montana Safer Schools tip line that we had talked about in the spring, Josie and Alicia and I did a training last week for that, so we are ready to kick that off at open house. I'll have a parent form so they know how it works, and we'll start kicking that out to the community, how people can send in anonymous tips or tips just like read about this kid or heard about this and threats and those kinds of things. So just one more way to keep people safe around here. So excited about having that tip line going this fall as well.
Will students have access to that? one
Yes,
too?
yep, and so in, probably the first couple of weeks of school, we'll have a short assembly and go through how they can access it as well. There's cue cards, there's an email address on our website, it'll be front and center where you can just click on it right from our website also, so there'll be different opportunities to click on there and make those tips.
Point on Frenchtown, they have expanded their cadet program, which would, I believe, encompass our high school students. I know I was a cadet in the program when I was in high school here. As we also further expand our Skills USA offerings, I think that would perhaps, if we could partner with them for mentorship in that program. Montana has took both gold in high school and post-secondary on the national stage, so Montana has a very strong pedigree for representing firefighting. I think that would be great if we could get them to assist in that. So when you're having discussions with them about that, if you would cast a line.
With Damien,
Yes.
probably okay, yep,
Yes.
and so see how we can,
Yes,
if we
because
can.
then they might get cadets here that are interested in it, and then we also get, because I just seeing our career day, the kids love that.
Oh,
And I think it
that
was
was
great.
their
So,
favorite thing, right? Yes.
We have a lot of aspiring
Okay.
firefighters in our district, so let's give them an option what that they can show what they learn if they do go with Frenchtown, and it just gives them more options in life.
I'll reach out to Damien this week and see what I can do as I'm handing out those liability things.
Thank
We'll
you.
do something for you, how can you help us? Great, thank you, Pat.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I've got unless you have questions for me.
I
Yes,
just had a question about that. Does Alberton School allow students to leave like half the day for like volunteer work opportunity?
for work-based program, yes. And so if they have their credits, if they're in good standing academically and attendance and behavior is all good, kids can, we had a senior last year that came for two classes, and then he worked the rest of the day for the town of Alberton. And so he was able to get paid, get some credit, and graduate this spring.
Okay.
Yep.
And then there are significant expansion of options with Montana Digital Academy as we've agreed to extend that out. There's 400 potential classes that they can take.
Yep.
So we have a massively opened up catalog of curriculum that kids can pursue as well. Anything else?
Any
Okay.
questions for me?
Thank you.
Great, thanks guys.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Okay, on to the discussion items. The first one here is discussion of the easement for Thornhill. So it is my understanding that we can't sell property, but we can do a 99-year lease. That would involve having your surveyor draw up what you need specifically. And then that would go to our district legal counsel, and we can draw that up and go from there. And then it would go, that's my understanding of the work. Is that your understanding, Mandy?
Yes, that's what Bea had given us originally. And so once you guys decide that's how you want to go, then we can give her,
So what happens to all the other property owners who are? That was my question.
So you had some feedback that you had learned?
Yeah, so in my line of work, we deal with site entitlement and easements. I did talk to her leads earlier, so for context, the 3rd Street is the between Railroad, I'm losing my Parkway is the parcel. It's not public right away. It's technically the parcel is owned by the school, and so you know, if somebody were to claim it's a prescriptive right to be there because it's been used, the only entity that can actually settle that is a district court. So everybody has to go through the effort to do that. Typically, so we can't really deem what would happen, it's up to district court to settle that, but often you would have to demonstrate at least 5 years of consistent use. So there might be other people on the street that may be able to demonstrate that, you just have to go to court to get it formally settled. If it's less than 5 years, it's likely not to be deemed prescriptive. And so the easiest avenue would be if the school is willing to grant an easement for the use rather than going through the court process to try to settle it without having definitive knowledge of what the outcome would be. So,
Is there been gas tax collected on Third Street for? Cause that's like the road that goes up, let me think which street it is, Sixth Street, it's the one Brook and Todd are on, that we're on, I think that's Fifth Street. So there's this road that goes up and over and down and it connects to Sixth Street. And so at one time the owners tried to block, the owners of the property that kind of like were along that property were trying to block that and said that that's not a road. But because there had been gas tax or something like that collected on that road for so long and it was been used as a road, public, and the town had been maintaining it and plowing it and doing all those things, that it actually was deemed a road. So that's where I'm just kind of curious, like, I'm concerned about getting an easement because then I can never, I would be potentially not having access to my property.
maybe in that other case, I don't know the details, but, you know, if you can demonstrate enough things are occurring, that makes the case of being prescriptive. So prescriptive means no matter who owns it, it's been used for so long that the person's entitled to use it. But the only person who can definitively settle that would be a district court, so you have to go through the court process. And in my career working with surveyors, you know, you bring in your information and then the judge decides, but one of the criteria typically has been it's been used consistently for 5 years, which might be the case for other parcels on the street, but this access is new, so it's probable that the district judge would rule that it's not prescriptive, and then everybody just spent a bunch of money to go through that process without the outcome that serves your needs. So, I mean, that is a mechanism and a path, it just may take time.
Right.
But meanwhile, like we know we own this, the school owns this parcel, and the ability we have as a board, it would be to grant an easement along with some, you know, lease language requirements, so usually it's a term lease. So I think we're stuck either, if it's contested to settle it, you know, outside of this process, or do something there as that we have the authority to do.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cause the other thing is like, I don't think that we could have been we couldn't legally have a property subdivided with, like, I just don't see how the court and the planner could give us the
Yeah.
property to access.
Yeah, and our surveyor indicated
Yeah.
too, typically a certificate of survey is supposed to list the adjoining parcels, and it was weird, or unusual, if you will,
Yeah.
that parcel wasn't listed with ownership, but we do have a site record showing that we own it, so, you might go back to your surveyor and ask why they didn't identify that adjoiner, because it would have brought up the issue sooner.
Okay. Okay.
Because in the forms that we received, I believe from you, that showed the property, it clearly shows that that piece of property is owned by the school district.
Yeah.
Unless there's other evidence that we haven't seen that it's owned by someone else.
Right. Okay.
So it sounds like the surveyor
Yeah.
close.
Okay, so can I get on the agenda next month and let you know, and I can let you know, like, which way?
Yeah, specifically where you're asking, and the formal, my understanding is, we're waiting to hear back from our legal
Okay.
counsel, so that we know the specific area on there, and then the 99-year lease will be drawn up, and it would go that way, and then there's no, if it's leased, I don't think that there's an issue of an easement being revoked on there, it's literally your access for 99 years.
There's
Right.
a lot of parcels that have easements to get to them, so I would think that would be okay with your lender.
Yeah, I don't know, I have no idea, so that's why I have to ask, cause I don't know if it would be a huge issue, like, cause if you you don't own your access, then your property isn't worth anything.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
was a big oops when they surveyed that for you. I think that they probably should have caught that. Might have been able to access through the lot that the old sidetrack was on, or do a driveway there, and probably would have built a house in a different direction.
right?
I mean, I think this board wants to be a good neighbor and consider a easement option if that's what you guys are willing to do.
If we're going to be offering that to the other,
That's what I'm curious about,
questions,
too.
or are we not sorting?
Well, I
Just treating one person all the way.
I agree if it goes there for others, but then the question also comes to if the district should not be bearing the price of the survey for any of the other lots. And that is pretty raw thing to do to somebody to, hey, Mr. Morris, you're gonna have to spend X number of dollars, and I imagine it's not cheap to have that drawn up and go through that, and that's, I think that will take care of 2 of those lots there, and the one with the sidetrack, they had a driveway, there in front, they've chosen to place horses in it, they already have access, out the front, so that's,
Do we have to establish like a?
I guess we could talk to them as well, but that's a question for our
Legal
legal.
counsel.
We have no choice, and then.
Our legal counsel like write up letters. Should
Yeah.
submit it to these people.
Because that's, again, we're gonna have to face that too. If we, I have no idea what it would cost, but last time I approached a survey for their, assistance on one lot line, it was many thousands of dollars. And I don't think that's very fair to the other people on the street too, and nor is it fair to our taxpayer funds that we're responsible for to incur that to grant leases for other people out there. So that's also something we're gonna have to check with, our legal counsel.
I would imagine for this parcel that you would have all the information on hand, your surveyor could prepare something pretty easily, an easement document.
And especially with yours, it's just the driveway, so there isn't anywhere else that you can park or have access to the garages, right?
Right.
Yeah, so the other places, they have the ability to park on in other areas and go through other areas.
Except for that one garage, Morris's garage,
Yes,
which is,
so it's you two on there, everybody
Right.
else has,
and that's
Plan
why
B.
I'm like, he's already got adverse, what is it, that 5 years.
Yep.
So you're not worried about him because he would win in court.
more, I would imagine there'd be a presumption of, victory for him.
And so
If we
if
were
I
to fight
didn't
that,
do
which I can't see we
anything,
did.
Then I just kept driving and using it in 5 years, then I would win in court.
I would imagine so, but will
That's,
your title company
I mean,
do that for
school
the
could put
sale
up a
of
fence
your,
too.
we're not gonna put up a fence.
I know, but I'm just saying that is just, it's just, you know, like, something that you're just kinda laying out, like, you know, like, it's,
It's, a Pandora's box got opened when,
Yeah.
when that happened, which I guess comes back to your surveyor ellipsing that one.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where we're at, so we would need that information from you.
okay.
With I would assume with specificity, or do we want to wait to hear from legal counsel to determine what specifically they need, so that we can tell her, so she's not spending money on things that she does not need?
And can we share, like, be it was out, I know, for over a week, so I think that's part of the problem, a couple weeks. But if we hear before then, or do we just wait till then? As to what she says we need, you know what I'm saying? I can reach out to Laura and say, this is what she's saying.
Does that work for you, Laura?
Yeah,
Okay.
If I hear something sooner, Laura, and we can put you on the board agenda as well,
that
but
would,
that's what, we'll do both of those things. So any information I get or we get from Via, I'll share that with you guys and then share it with you as well.
And I totally understand your situation, because the last time we refinanced our home, I shared a driveway with my parents, and they did not want to refinance our house until we proved that we had a driveway, which we do, we just don't use it, it's got stuff growing over it. So, been in your shoes
right.
recently, so,
Yeah, and I just, you know, we sold a house in Overton, who's this, yeah, like I said the last time, that driveway did not exist before, you know, it didn't come up on our title, whatever, but that's Alberton. There are like
it's,
lots of,
they found a pipe that was a mystery too
Yeah.
when they dug up for the water line there, that was on nothing, so. That is definitely this town. Thank you, Milwaukee Railroad.
Laura,
or that meeting is September 8th.
Yeah,
At
I just,
6 p.m.
yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
And I think it'll be at 6 p.m. If we change it.
And I guess if there was anything that came up that was before that, I know you have a house you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
That if we did end up having a special board meeting, it could be a quick line item on there.
Mhm.
So we will move it along so
Okay.
that you aren't left hanging.
Yeah, and I.
It's a very busy time of the year for the school attorneys. Just
Yes.
Yeah, I don't imagine anything is gonna happen before September.
Okay.
So, and I wanna qualify, I'm not a legal person either, just my understanding of the process, that it's owned and then easement. That's really up here.
Does that work?
Yeah,
Okay.
September 8th is great.
Okay. Any other feedback on that one? Okay. Moving on to discussion item 2, out-of-district students, to accept incoming students and then acknowledge exiting students. I had a question on the one down here that is not returning for homes.
Mm-hmm. She was a homeschool student. She was in Frenchtown and then she was homeschooled for a while. And then she came here and I
Has
talked
she
to
actually been
parents.
in the building?
She was here all last year. And so,
Yeah,
huh?
it looks like 7th grade last year.
Yes.
So the 8th grade
And
is here?
so they've decided they're gonna homeschool again.
Okay.
Just for her, unfortunately. And they said she had a really good year, you know, she had been, so I'm not quite sure.
I was gonna say, it seemed
What
like she had a good.
Yeah, yeah, so. But it will be homeschool or coming back here. It's not like they wanna go back to Frenchtown or anything like that.
Did you, I guess, for all of these kids that might be doing that, especially with the homeschool families, extend the new resource that we have with Montana Digital Academy so that they can be dual enrolled or enrolled here and
I can reach out to
an a la
parents.
carte option because maybe we could see a significant return. Or just partner with them that way, because then why not?
MTDA, I don't know if it has all of the credits for middle school. It
Okay.
only has certain credits for middle school, but that's a great question that I'll look into. Cause high school is where we've got that one student, you
We
know,
got a lot
'cause those are high school. Middle school credits are a little bit different, so let me look into that and
Okay.
see, and then if it is something we can do, I will definitely reach out to them.
Whatever options to
Yep.
partner and put ourselves out there.
I don't see anything on this exact report, but in, one of the, prep materials, they talked about, like, I think it was last year's exiting students, and they mentioned, Great Falls.
Yes,
Did you,
that's
how
true.
does that happen? Is that a thing?
It was not last year, but the year before, somehow the kid's mom lived here and they were here part-time and went to Great Falls. And so I don't know enough about that either, but like we paid out of district tuition to Great Falls for that kid 2 years ago is what I was told, but I haven't seen any documentation on it.
Okay.
Maybe because dad lived there or something.
Maybe.
Dad's still here, Mom was in Great Falls.
But they are not on our list any longer for Great Falls, so whatever way they
Good.
sent. And the only way that could possibly sneak in is if when they left, it was like not, it was almost like a homeless situation, like kind of moving. I know one lived one place, but they can call the homeless. And if that happens, then McKinney-Vento comes into play, and that could have been why we had to pay as they were transitioning to the new.
Okay, that was just surprised to see that.
100%. I know, I really would like to take that off of the strategic plan because it seems so strange, like paying out to Great
Yeah.
Falls, but it was a one-time thing before me.
Got it.
And then, I don't recall which other name on here. Do we verify their addresses before we start writing checks, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that actually, we have to put it into the Office of Public Instruction and that will pull it up as per district also. So there's kind of a double check.
Just wanna make sure I'll get with you on which one it was, but I did lose one that I'm like, do they live here or do they live not in this district? So I wanna-
Oh, are you talking about the new one that is just leaving?
Not the
No.
last one.
Okay, okay.
No, it's a different one. I will go through and find out.
That sounds great. The new student that is just leaving that we were paying out of district to Target Range, they're actually moving to Missoula, so that will be off of our list. They will, have to go through MCPS and take care of it between MCPS and Target Range. So that mom already called me and told me that's the last one on the leaving list, so that one we can cross off. She just called me this week.
Students do we have? How many kids do we have this year?
Coming or going?
Staying.
Enrolled.
Oh, enrolled overall,
Yes.
we're at 143
So we've lost 9 kids.
because, we lost 2 new ones that went, and then we had 5 kids move also. Our freshman class is very small, cause 4 of the kids that moved actually, were from the freshman class.
Right.
Mhm. Freshman and 8th grade class, and so, yeah.
So not to go to
So-
a neighboring district.
They actually
Area.
moved their whole families, yes. So one family moved to Texas with 2 kids, one family moved to Charlotte with 2 kids. That family moved with 1 kid. There's another family that left with 2 kids that I'm not sure where they moved to. And then the homeschool student.
And the one with 7 kids doesn't wanna go to our school.
With, that just moved into the Alberton School District, is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Yeah, she did a walkthrough. I'm working on her and my daughter's working on her. She's best friends with her.
Okay.
She's for it. Her husband's the one that's not.
Got you.
And she's for it.
7?
I think so. I don't know how many, she just has said it.
We have 2 families we're talking to right now. One is moving from Great Falls. They won't be here till the first week in September, so that'll add 2 more to our attendance. And then another family that has been homeschooling and is new to the district, and they have 2 students also, and are trying to decide if they're gonna homeschool since they just moved to the state, or if they're going. So this family I don't know about.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
She came and walked through, you know her. She was, across the bridge, and down the road.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
I wonder if there's something we could just have together to hand to those people, like, this is a little picture of
Our
them,
back
this
to
is what
school
we
night
got.
would be a great
Well,
one.
I will say Miss Evelyn does.
Evelyn does,
She like disappears with them for like
Oh,
30,
really?
45 minutes. She does like a full-blown tour and takes them around everywhere, and it's super involved.
Well,
She does a great
They
job.
go through the basement, I've even met multiple families. Yeah, they go through the tunnel, like, they did the whole tour.
You see water leaking somewhere?
She does a great job.
Yeah, no.
So, one of her things that she brought up was how much time do they spend outside in a school day?
That's what great.
Mhm.
I was gonna say there's requirements, isn't there, for each age?
The younger they are, the more recess time or space they have. Is that what you're talking about? Like the high school, they get
Like
their
when
30-minute
they're, well, I
lunches
know
all.
the high
Big-
school's different,
right.
but like, K through 6th grade.
Yeah.
How much time outside do they get spent?
Well, K2, you go that's a half hour, 45-minute lunch, about an hour and a half, I would guess,
Outside of the classroom.
throughout the day.
I mean, outside of recess, it's probably like half hour, 25 minutes,
'Cause
half
of,
hour. Because we have 2
um,
recesses.
And then you have lunch, and then you have the PE time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever, kind of special.
Okay. Cause that's one of the things that she brought up, that's why I was asking, sorry.
Interesting. Yeah.
Didn't mean to
no, that's
interrupt
okay.
this, but
No.
because
Do you want
Huh?
more or less? Same everywhere?
she wants more, she wants her
Tell her
kids to
there's
be
more.
outside more. And
I mean, and our teachers do some outside things, and we have some outside activities that we do also, like we go to like the orchard and,
Mhm.
you know, field trip kind of stuff, and try to get them outside.
At the end of the day, though, the state mandates instructional hours.
Hours.
Is what it is, and they would.
That's why the high school gets 30 minutes for lunch, and that's it, because they
They
have to
shouldn't
have
get
50.
that.
They have to.
Hope you get nothing.
You ready for
Have them eat lunch while they're moving to the next class, but yeah, I mean, because of the minutes that the state mandates for us, so yeah. So it gets a little less as you get to even 4th, 5th, and 6th grade because of their minutes. Their minutes are the same as high school.
All right, anything else on, what, do we just have to accept this or acknowledge?
Yeah. You're you're going to accept the incoming students and you're gonna acknowledge the exiting students.
All right, do we have any motions to accept the incoming students and accept the outgoing students?
I will make a motion to accept the incoming students and acknowledge the exiting students as listed in the board packet for August 11th, 2026. Second.
Having a first and second to approve the out-of-district students, to accept the incoming and acknowledge the exiting students. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? No one's opposed, motion carries. Next line item is approval of staff, student, transportation activities, and coaches handbooks.
And those all went straight through, via Cleva, her law firm goes through every year based on Montana state law, MCA code, all of the things, and updates whatever we need to, and then we change that. This year, because it wasn't a legislative year, there wasn't really much change that happened. We cleaned up the coaches handbook just a little bit, cause I haven't used that for a few years, but, and then we changed the cell phone policy, which I wanna talk to you guys about down there, maybe that should have been first on there to make sure we wanna approve that. And then we just cleaned up attendance, we didn't change anything, but this year we're really doing the incentive, or the attendance push out. So in our handbook, really specifying the things that we're going to do. After 3 absences that are unexcused, we're gonna give the call and say, hey, what's going on? After 6, a letter's gonna go home and we're gonna meet with the parents and the kid and say, what's going on, you know, and so just really have conversations more with kids, so it's just detailed. And then if it gets to 10, like a type of contract, you know, and so just really, we want to support families, and it talks about that, like, what kind of supports can we give you and interventions can we put in place, but your kid to learn has to be at school. And so we know there's extenuating circumstances, and occasionally a family goes on a trip and they miss a week, and so we work with that, but we just wanna make sure we're lining it out. And we have a ton of attendance incentives for families and for kids this year that I hope is gonna make a difference. The state is 93% is what they want from districts. Most districts are a little below that. We were at 89 this year, so we were, you know, we're increasing, which was part of that comprehensive schools, and we're seeing some growth, but still some things to work on.
This highlighted part here, I had a question regarding, so like a 504 or something along those lines, if a child needed that, they would be able to use something like that to keep them on track?
Yes.
Okay. Right. I have no other questions about that.
Devices. For the devices.
There's about a fifth of the districts have gone to no cell phones at all, like kids can't even bring them to school. And then so districts are moving that way, and I don't know if you've seen across the country, like there are states that are mandating that they can't use them at all. And so we're trying to move that way just a little bit, you know, it's affecting their learning for sure. And so giving them that opportunity to have them during their lunch, because that's their free time, but saying that they can have them in their backpacks and is not working because they carry their backpack everywhere with them, and then they're taken to the bathroom, and so we have locks for every kid, for every locker, so they're protected there, but we want them in their lockers every day. And so it's not a fight for a teacher when the kid goes to the bathroom. Hey, put your cell phone down, and then the kid's like, I'm not putting my cell phone down, or they hide it to take it so they can sit in the bathroom for their 9 minutes of time they have and talk and do whatever. So just really trying to focus that instructional time.
So what will like the disciplinary action be?
That is written into our behavior consequences and those kinds of things. So the first time it's a warning for the kid, but I'll track all of that. We will have a tracking sheet. The second time, teacher will take it, keep it till the end of the day, you know, and then just a reminder of this is what we're trying to do here. So, and then third time it will come to the office and they have to get it from me. And then the next time it goes, the parent has to come pick it up. And then we have a meeting with the kid and the parent about what do we do here? And so, yeah. Yes, and we did those surveys in the spring, and of course, kids are like, nope, it doesn't distract me from my learning, I'm fine, I need it, but staff and parents and community were very high of, let's get them turned off and get them out of their hands during the day. So we have most of the community support on that too.
And this is not new, this is just changed the language.
It's just changing the language to say in the locker instead of in the backpack, and so the back pocket was a big problem.
Yeah, it allows the enforcement to be more consistently applied.
100%, yep. Mhm.
And then if this fails, it'll be the locker that you put it in as you walk in the front door with the key.
And that's part of the disciplinary, there's a note in there after that meeting with the parent of, we do have 2 kids that they have to put them, because they've had inappropriate things on their cell phones, they have to put them in every day when they get here, they hand it over, and, parent obviously has to sign off on that, but parent signed off for us, and so those kinds of things. And you can pick it up at 3:30, and we know kids that go to sports, for example, they're leaving for a football game, they need it, you know, when they're going to wherever, and so they can get a hold of their parents after the game, so, we can help that way, but they don't need it during the school day, while they're supposed to be learning. And the whole, well, I need it for my, calculator, I need it, you know, no, we'll buy it calculators.
Right, we all made it through school without any
Yeah,
cell phones.
100%, and we mostly survived.
Well, there's still a working free payphone in the foyer of the gym too. William calls me on it all the time.
Is there really?
Yes.
And it works?
Yeah, you can call any
Free.
406 number.
Do you have to pay on it?
No.
It's just a 406 number. You can't call me. but you
It
have
sounds
Oh, it's
like,
all the
because
same.
I think you can remember the
That
phone
is
number,
hysterical.
but it sounds like they are talking in a hurricane. It's rough. It's
I think it's just a payphone and it's free and it works off
That's
of
why
our
your
phone
Blackfoot
system.
bill's so high.
Yes.
On the state and the national average both, they're really starting to look at even just like screens as a whole, like getting those out of kids' hands. Like, we went clear to the other extreme that we're gonna be online all day, every day, you know, through COVID, because we had to. But now they're like, we're missing the textbooks, and kids are missing reading in text and really able to understand things, and this reading it off their computer and summarizing it through there, they're not connecting that learning at all. So, it's good, if you ask me, to see that shifting back to textbooks, and we've got curriculum all the way across now, you know, in all subject areas for our kids, and so they can get into the book and use that and lessen that, focus on that digital.
So this is just 3630 is the only one?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any motions or further questions before I?
Like to approve all of that. All of the books.
Well, this one, we're just doing,
Are we just doing the cell phone or is the
Just
other
the cell
part,
phone.
or-
Well, number 3 is all of the handbooks.
oh, so everything we got via email.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I had a question / comment on, there was, the athletics, so there was a item in there that talked about, athletes and getting paid lunches, or paid meals
Yep.
on things. And one thing that was kind of interesting to me is there appeared to be kind of a double standard in terms of, in the verbiage that, I have it here, that football is covered, but the other ones were only covered after districts. I don't know if there was maybe a fundamental difference that made football unique, in that maybe their playoff structure or progression was
That
different.
should not say that.
Yeah, that was, this was the,
And I didn't print out a
Then
handbook, and I
let's
didn't bring
table
my
this for
laptop.
the next one.
We can't.
We can't. Okay,
Um,
then we have to fix that.
this was the screenshot I saved from it. It says team meals will only be provided for postseason events when a team advances past regular season play for football or past district contests, all other sports.
Oh, the reason being is because their playoff structure isn't called districts. The playoffs are the same, like districts is the first thing you go
Yeah.
to for volleyball or basketball. A playoff game is what you go to for football. You don't go to districts or anything like that.
Okay, that's what I was wondering
Yes,
is.
and
I
so
assumed that
it
there was
is
something
just,
along those
as soon as
lines.
it's after regular season play. Yes,
Got it,
thank you for
okay.
reading that.
Yeah, perfect.
Then we do that. For example, we had kids go to track, and MHSA has a rule as to how much we pay a day to cover those meals for the kids, and so then we take that out.
So the playoff structure is different.
Yes.
So therefore the rule is only
Yes, yeah.
sport specific. Okay.
You scared me. I was like, what? We're doing something better for football? Yes.
The staff handbook has been looked at by the staff, they didn't ask for any changes or.
It has gone through BIA, Kaleva, and then you guys, and then the staff gets it. They don't get to make changes to the staff.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, we haven't made any changes to it, and
Nope.
they're gonna be like,
Why'd you change this thing?
Yeah,
Nope, there were no changes
same
this
with
year
like
through
the
BIA.
coaches or
Right.
transportation.
Yep. Cleaning up verbiage on the coaches is the only thing we did, but we didn't make any changes to what was said. Look at that. And transportation was the exact same, except adding our new routes.
Sweet.
Yep.
My motion, we approve staff, student transportation activities and coaches handbooks.
We have a first, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Having a first and second to approve the staff, student, transportation, activities, and coaches handbooks, and this is part of the handbook, the 3630.
That's actually line item 6.
Line item
Yep.
6, and man, I'm way ahead, why are we, sorry, I'm lost.
We're approving now.
We're approving it now.
We'll approve it in a minute.
Yeah, let's say. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Should-
I,
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? No one's opposed.
Order.
All right, next item on the list is the sublist for 26-27 school year.
And I gave you guys the sheet with all of the names. And we can now, Eric and Shirley have, their background checks have come back clear, so it is just Christopher Cuneo that we're waiting for background check. Christopher Cuneo, was a chef, like he's owned numerous restaurants, so he's like, if your kitchen ever would like me to come in and,
Yes.
work. That sounds so fun. I tried to say, well, we have an assistant cook position, and he's like, well, I don't think I really want to go to being the assistant cook, but I'd come in and help with different things. So we're gonna get him in there and see what we can do.
Practice skills, you say,
Yeah.
culinary arts is a thing.
Right?
Do we have any motions to approve as presented?
I'll move to approve the sublist for the 26-27 school year.
Second?
All right, having a first and second to approve the Alberton substitute teachers list for the 26-27 school year, pending background check just for Mr. Cuneo. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No one is opposed, motion carries. All right, next one on the list. To approve Anna Dow for junior high volleyball coach pending background check.
And graduated from here a couple years ago, for those of you that do not know. And Josie's been talking to her and working with her, and so she'll be new to coaching, but she played, and so Josie's gonna help her get started and be there at practice and those kinds of things. So really excited to have a former student back. That was a very good role model for the kids, so yeah.
An outstanding role model.
Yes.
in our
I was
district.
gonna say my kid. So, she did TA and stuff like that too, so she's good with it.
I ruled her fingerprints, and it was the first time I really talked to her, but just like, it was great. She's got a really positive attitude, and I think she's gonna be good.
Love
They're
it.
all pretty good kids.
Yeah, yeah, I love Tam, you know, so
Me
yeah.
too.
All right, do we have a motion?
I move to approve Anna Dow for the junior high girls volleyball coach, pending background check for the 26-27 school year.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, having a first and second to approve Anna Dow as the junior high girls volleyball coach, pending background check for this 26-27 school year season. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? No one is opposed. Motion carries. All right, now on to what I was reading here. Approve the cell phone policy 3630.
And in your handbook, that's highlighted out there. That shows, just like we had talked about, must be off and in their lockers during the school day, excluding medical assistive. We've had kids with diabetes that have to have them. And then this is permitted for 7th through 12th graders only to have them at lunchtime. And so, and it's always been that way, but it just, I wanted to clear it up in there. And then down below, the headphones, earbuds, and it also says excludes medical assistive equipment. So if they have a 504 or anything like that, then they are able to use those. But we're not gonna have the problems with earbuds like we did before if their cell phones are off in their locker. Because if they have them in their pocket, they're listening to music during instruction and we're not paying attention, so. But during quiet time and work time and those kinds of things, then, so, yeah.
All right, any questions on that? Do we have a motion to approve this policy?
I move to approve the cell phone policy 3630, for the 26-27 school year.
We have a first motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Having a first and second to approve cell phone policy 3630 for the 26-27 school year, well, I guess this would be for forever.
This would be
Unless we
forever.
change it
Yes,
for forever.
until we,
Till we change it again.
yes, exactly.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? No one's
And if
opposed?
you would like to be here the first day of school to break the news to the kids, I would greatly appreciate
I was
that.
curious, did they not really follow
I
Because
said,
it's
some of
not
them carry
new.
them with them in the backpack and those kinds of things, but into the locker and off and locked away is going to be different for them. Because
And they're allowed
they
that
always
first
like,
day.
well, this is my backpack, well, this is, you know, and so.
No,
Boot camp.
So,
The first day of school.
I do have a question on
Okay.
this because I got two of them that are gonna be headaches.
Uh-huh.
Can they just make it to where they hand it in at the office? Because they won't, neither one of them uses a locker,
Mm-hmm.
and they pack everything backpack, I mean, that backpack's 50 pounds. that they
Yeah.
pack. So can they turn it into the locker?
Absolutely, we have two
Or
kids
the
that do that,
office.
have to do that already, so if that's
Well,
the
may
way
add
to
two
do that.
more to the list.
Okay.
because-
We might have one for that too.
Yeah. Happy to have a little, and just a little cage to keep them in, and then they can check them out at lunch and go from there.
Okay.
All right, the next item on here is approved policy 4330 F2 liability form. This is stemming from the fire department using our gym.
Yes,
for our weight room.
and this is the liability form that every firefighter will have to sign before they're able to use the gym.
Okay,
We've already got the facility use form intact, but this is the one that came from MSGIA, that makes sure that we are covered if something happens, so.
So does this cover the gym, the weight room, showers, or is it just the gym?
Just the weight room, just the weight room, yeah.
Sorry, is there certain days, or they just allowed you?
And it
they feel
says
like
in
coming on
here that
Saturday, they can-
outside of school hours,
Okay.
and when a school activity is not taking place.
Okay.
So if we have a basketball game going or something, they can't be in there or something, you know, those kinds of things, or open house.
and they get keys, or there's not a prox card or something on the door there for that?
No, we will give 2 keys that we'll have over there. They have them locked up. Connor is in charge over there, and so he'll be the one,
Okay.
sharing those out. So he and I have already met about that a little bit.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve policy 4330 F2 liability form.
Do we have a second?
Second that.
Having a first and second, policy 4330 F2 liability form. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Those opposed, motion carries. All right, next line item, to approve Michelle Sanders as assistant cook for the 26-27 school year pending background check.
Michelle moved here from Oregon a few years ago with her family. She's got 2 kids in the school. She had her safe serve actually in Oregon. She had worked at a couple of different restaurants and done some things, so she has some background there. And now she has been doing cleaning, and so she kind of has the combo of both. Very excited to work with kids and be a part of the school and get involved. She said her mom was a teacher for a long time, and so we interviewed her and we really liked her. She was really positive and excited about the kitchen, and we've talked about Connie retiring and just that position being open, and she's interested in that step as well. So we'll hopefully, find somebody to keep them, and Connie's excited to have somebody in there.
When is Connie retiring?
Well, she had planned on it at the end of last year, or end of next year, because she was gonna train, we were gonna flip-flop cooks this year with the assistant cook, and so I would say in the next couple of years. Possibly at the end of this year if everything goes well, but possibly 2, depending on her retirement and all those things too, so.
Just making sure that we have someone on that's gonna stay on.
100%, yes.
It'd be really weird not having either of them.
I'm sure, yeah.
No Lisa, no Connie. It's an end of an era, I mean, I'm sure both of them now.
Lunch
Yes.
ladies stick around, so it was in Frenchtown, we had 3 of the lunch ladies retired, Jeanette Block, Barb Gott, and Dina Putnam, and their years of service all added up together was 100 years of service at Frenchtown School District. Jeanette Block
23 of
worked there almost for 40 years, yeah. Yeah.
And that's Connie, she's 35 this year, or 36 this year?
36.
Yeah, 36
There's
years.
something about lunch ladies,
A
they're
long
just so
time.
dedicated, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Connie working through cancer when I was a kid.
Oh. She's a tough lady. Yeah. And I mean, she's done all the cleaning and helping in the summer, and we talked to Michelle about that too, and she was very interested in that piece too, when Connie's ready to be done, and she has the cleaning background, so.
Do we have a motion to approve Michelle Sanders as the assistant cook for 26-27 school year, pending background check?
I'll move to approve Michelle Sanders as assistant cook for the 26-27 school year pending background check.
Second.
Having a first and second to approve Michelle Sanders for assistant cook of the 26-27 school year, pending background check. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Opposed, motion carries. Welcome, Michelle. Next item is the admin appointment form, the joint advisory board for the 26-27 school year for the Missoula Area Cooperative.
And that's our special education cooperative that we are one of 15 schools that we're part of. Our speech person comes from them, our psychologist comes from them. And then Stacia does a lot of check-ins with our IEPs, like our big heavy hitters and those kinds of things, their director. So I attend meetings monthly with them, just checking in and those kinds of things. So we have to have somebody that's the authorized rep for the school year, and that is me. Please.
There's 4 more on your file.
They're pretty easy meetings, they're
Okay.
Zoom, so they're not bad.
This is different than the co-op we were paying into, right? Or is this,
This is the co-op. The Missoula Area Education Cooperative. We don't pay into them though, we do like a flow through, cause
I was thinking more of the
they
one that
get some
was,
of our special education money for,
the one that was charging us $7,000 previously. Before we had a special ed teacher.
oh,
We're just naming representative.
okay.
Okay, all right. All right,
We don't pay that anymore.
okay, great. Do we have a motion to approve the joint advisory board for the 26-27 school year for the Missoula Area Cooperative?
I'm not sure, I'm just not sure how to, you say motion to appoint.
Appoint Amanda, I should have said
Appointment
Amanda
form.
Sear, admin, appointment form, I should have. Appoint Amanda Sear to the joint advisory board, how's that?
Yes.
Admin, that's me.
We have a motion to appoint Administrator Amanda Sear to the joint advisory board for the 26-27 school year for the Missoula Area Cooperative.
I motion, so.
Okay. Do we have a second? All right, we have a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? No. Moving on. The next
Just
item
cheers.
is to approve the adult education class, pottery, which is very well received in our community and has been out there. So yeah, I'm excited to see this on here again.
Yep.
Do we have a motion to approve this? We need to discuss it anymore? I think everybody knows it's legendary, so.
Yep.
Motion that we approve the.
On Sunday afternoons,
Every Sunday.
every Sunday.
Yeah.
It's very helpful also when we have leaks down in the art room, cause she'll call me and Matt and I will race over here and take care of the leak. That only happened 3 times.
You buy a giant block of clay and it'll last you for as long as prolific as you feel on it, and you just keep going, so. We still have clay for leaks.
We do, I know.
Yeah.
But I do have things I made out of it. It was really
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known it was like, oh.
Alright.
First, do we have a motion?
I don't think so.
I just started, but.
She
Oh, we have a
Nicole did.
second.
Go ahead.
Do we have a second? To approve? Okay, we have a first and second to approve the adult education class pottery. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Approve the strategic plan for 2026 through 2031. This has been a long time coming. I think we finally have it
Mostly nailed down, yes.
as a focus.
Yep.
We need it anyways.
And like I said, the staff will be working off of those goals, and then we'll work off of those goals also. And then in the summer, when we have our work meetings, we'll be able to look at where we're at with those different goals and what we need to adjust and those kinds of things. And then each year, this is approved for 5 years, but each year after our work session, if we add or change objectives, then we'll just approve it in the August meeting.
And I feel like
Just
we already
approve it.
checked a bunch off.
Yeah.
Before we even got
She
to
did
them.
put 0 year in for us, so
Okay.
just to show the things that we had started this year.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
One thing on the list is, I didn't see a lot of athletic goals. Do you know what I mean? Athletic goals, like building, like, there's a lot of stuff I wanted on there with the like
Yeah.
education and getting that stuff up, but did
Just
notice
improving our
athletic.
academic, or athletics and our
Keeping that
activities
strong.
and those kinds of things. There's
to
some
keep in mind
objectives
now.
built in there with bringing the community and giving kids extra resources, you know, extra activities and extra classes.
Yeah, I
and
saw
those
like
kinds of
after
things,
school
it's pretty
stuff, but I
short,
didn't.
That, and that's kind of an after-school thing, but just like really working on trying to build that up. I'm hoping the booster club's gonna help, you know, like, I mean, just really start get going with them too, yeah.
Well, one of the things I recall them talking about was increasing like just the community pride and spirit identity at younger grades. And we see that as like one of the primary reasons why a lot of people will leave the district is for athletic opportunities elsewhere. So I think, you know, some of the things are in there that will help that. And then I was also thinking like the communication with Jen, like the more we can promote and highlight the success stories will be one of those like self-fulfilling prophecy kind of things. So
What I'm hearing is, would you like to see, because this is something we have to do, we have to have a strategic plan, is my understanding for the state. We have to have, as far as athletics go, because we can always add an addendum to this going forward. Would you guys like to see that going forward? Okay, well, I mean.
I just wanna
later.
keep in mind,
Okay.
after we start chipping away at this stuff,
But that's a piece
that
of
is
this.
also
And I-
Yes,
I
okay.
think, like you said, that
Want was to
pride,
keep
that Panther
sports
pride and really
and
bringing
things
that up.
strong.
And keeping families here.
Yes.
Keeping families here is gonna make a difference for us not having to co-op our sports, you know, and having enough kids. And we have a few bigger classes coming up. This football, we have more than enough eighth graders that wanted to play this year, but they can't play varsity football because it's tackle and 18-year-olds and 13-year-olds. And so whereas eighth graders can play all of our other sports, so we know next year we have the numbers. We were so close this year. We just need like 2 more kids to move in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want us to keep that in mind. 'Cause
Yes.
I know as this, more students and everything else will be better, it'll bring more people in and have more kids to build that portion. I
Yep.
just don't want us to forget about it, cause I know that was
Yeah.
a part, but I don't wanna add
1000%
more
agree.
to
Yeah.
everything that they're already doing.
I think we've got sprinkles of it in there, and that's something at the meeting next summer, talking about what have we started and how can we continue growing that program. Yeah,
Okay,
I like it.
okay, there's the word, good. I don't wanna discount that, I agree, it's not explicitly in there.
Guys, I read, I was, man, this is great, but I was like, shoot, sports. We make sure that that is strong.
I agree. Well, we will move forward with that.
Yes.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the strategic plan for 26 through 2031?
I'll motion to approve the strategic plan 2026 through 2031.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Huge thing, that has been a work in progress for, quite a while, so I'm glad.
That's been required by the state for 3 years, and so, you were a little behind, but then
Aaron,
that was hired before I got here, and then they really worked on that, and then I got to be a part of it this year as well, so, yeah.
It was well put together.
Thank you for shepherding that across the finish
I was
line.
wondering who was that? Was
Was it Hatton and the teachers and the community and
Well, just
Me
that form,
and-
how it was
yes.
laid out and
Mhm.
everything,
Yeah.
so I'm just curious. Great.
Collaborative effort.
yes.
Okay, next line item is approve classified subs rate of $12.50 and certified subs of $13 per hour. And I have a question about this. What is it in Frenchtown, up the road?
We weren't paying it correctly last year.
Yeah, it wasn't paid correctly all
That's
year.
part of why we're clearing this up, because of how it's written in policy, and go ahead.
So, they were paying all the subs the like $100 daily rate. I went back through the board meeting minutes on that, and that was not what was approved at the board meeting. So at the board meeting, it said that the classified sub should have been being paid $12.50 an hour. And you work a 10-hour day, and you only get paid for $100. That's not even minimum wage.
So, because we're public school, where's Frenchtown? So we jumped to $100, because that's what Frenchtown and Superior was, but we go to school over an hour longer, so they work longer.
Or you have people that work in the kitchen position or different positions also. I mean, their days are longer than just somebody who's coming and just teaching in a classroom for 8 hours. So the $100 a day thing's fine, you know, I guess. It's not really fine. You also have to look at, so we have to report to teachers' retirement and Montana Public Employees Retirement. It is a nightmare when you're trying to report somebody's service credit hours and you're paying them at a flat daily rate. Like the ERIC software that you report in, it's not really compatible to do that. So I would really like to be able to just pay our subs an hourly rate. I'm open to suggestions too, if you guys don't find these, if you have any suggestions on paying a different rate, that's fine also. For me, it's gonna make my job a lot easier and just make sure that we're being compliant as well with the labor laws that we have. So I just wanna make sure we're.
So do we need to cut checks?
That's a whole nother project for me on a different day.
Okay.
So that's something that I definitely need to look at.
So it should have been $108.50. Yeah.
It should have been, it
Okay.
should have been more, so,
All right, thank you for amending that.
Was everyone that was getting that okay and then know that we're fixing it, or was there any
I don't know
complaints
what
or
the
walkouts, or
no.
they were just happy
It
to
was
help
me
us?
reporting the first retirement reporting with Chelsea, that it was, I noticed it, because I was reporting hours with their flat rate and it didn't add up, so. I don't know to the extent of how many corrections I'm going to need to make, like I said, I haven't even moved over to that yet, so, but it is a problem. So, right now, we're working on the budget and the TFS reviews.
Yes. We have a motion to, any more questions before we, okay, call for motions. Do we have a motion to approve classified subs, or $12.50 and certified subs at $13 per hour?
Motion so.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, having a first and second to approve classified subs rate at $12.50 and certified subs at $13 an hour. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No one's opposed. Motion carries. Item 13, approve board meeting time change to 6 p.m. on the second Tuesday of the month. Do we have any discussion?
This needs to be earlier.
No, it's okay, I was checking.
No.
I guess like I know you come from work sometimes,
We'll make it.
Is this one? No, I'm just late to everything, so no matter what time you make it,
So Nicole started by
Wasn't it one of you that wanted to change it to 6?
It used to be 6, so
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I
asked,
think
'cause
that's what
before
it comes to.
sometimes we've been
Yeah.
here to like, not here, but sometimes 9, and I'm like starving, sweaty, upstairs it gets sweaty,
Yes.
just like,
All right.
just make it easier on everyone, like, do you get to go home? I don't know, you live here, like, just make it
On
easier
those
on
nights,
anyone who
yes, we
wants to
do.
make it easier.
I feel like it used to be 7 o'clock when I first started.
Okay, you're going the wrong direction.
Actually,
Yeah, right. Back it off.
All right,
popcorn on board meeting days.
we could, popcorn box.
Popcorn maker.
I'll make a motion to approve the board meeting time change from 6 to 6 p.m. second Tuesday of the month.
Do we have a second?
second.
All right, having first and second to approve the board meeting time change to 6 p.m. on the second Tuesday of the month. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. No opposed. All right, discussion, board quarterly report. So we have
The template that Jen put together,
okay,
it seems very big. And so I don't know, and I'm not quite sure how we would want to or you would want to tackle this, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot to do with it when Jen did the first one, and Nicole, and, I think Pat and Ray saw,
well, I think the beauty of it is, of a template, if you need that, you use it. If you don't need a part, you don't use it. So it is a skeleton. Sometimes our skeleton will have legs or arms, but we can put meat on it if we need to. Just kind of
about the
Right.
Ponce
Yeah,
Like
and
the
she kinda
appendix.
said that as well, but, yes.
And then,
So how do we, come up with the content, and then like who creates it, who puts it out there?
So
How did it go last time?
independently, we had things that we wanted to highlight. And we independently reached out, said, I want to highlight A, and somebody wanted to highlight B, and then it would get circulated as a document, and if anybody had feedback, they would reach out and have feedback, and then when it was done, or we felt it was done, then it went out to everybody, and no one complained, as far as, that's what I like, I don't wanna add anything else. And then we put it out and read it. I think it's just like a doc, we're not reading, so there's no quorum on that, it's kind of like a bulletin board. Add and subtract
Right,
issue,
yeah.
I wonder if maybe we just keep notes of things we wanna put in it, and then maybe one of us can come in, chat, see if there's something we can put in it, or, cause otherwise I feel like I don't even know what I would say unless I get it from you. And I don't wanna add to your
Right.
plate.
I think it'll be a lot of summation of things that come out of the Friday meetings with you and Jen, and sports activities, and highlights of successes in the classroom, and academics, and teacher nights, and we're gonna synopsize that and have it distilled for big moments quarterly, and that's kinda how I envision it going.
Where would we read it, or is this like or are we gonna read it here, or is this a thing we can send out, to like, hey, this is what's.
Last time what we did is you read it,
Mhm.
and then we put the QR code out so people could scan it from different places. We posted it all over the place. We have copies of it here in the office also. And then, did we email it to families?
Or it was put on the website.
It was put on the website, right, and so, I mean, you could easily email it to all families also. We took copies down to the senior center.
I mean, if it's things we're proud of, I mean, we could even talk to, like, the Clarkville Valley Press, and it's like, look, here's some highlights of it. This is, to me, this is the school equivalent of the refrigerator, and then we're putting up positive magnetic things in there for the art, and I think these are all things that we were proud of before, and let's continue to do it, and do it that way. And I think we're just gonna we already have lots of things, and this will be a distillation, I think, of the reports that you already put out. So.
Right.
Do we, so it sounds like a lot of those communication methods are intended for like the outward community, which is great. And then, do we have like message boards, like at both school locations? Like I was thinking like a lot of the stuff would be cool even for kids to see. Like I know we have a lot of adult things, but we
Right.
talk about like instilling pride, and I think that this would be something that, we're talking about like quarterly highlights,
Right.
that as they're walking the halls.
They do, they have, this last year, Alicia started putting up, she takes things from different teachers and she puts them up weekly on the screen in the cafeteria and then here in the high school, and it just cycles through.
I would love for like this to be
Within
a
that.
component of that as well.
Mhm.
I think it's really good.
Fantastic. All right, any other feedback on that before we move on to our final item?
I guess though, like, I mean, do we open it up right now, and how often, and how do we get the ball rolling, I guess?
She has some
You guys
suggestions
want,
here,
yeah,
but
so that's what I'm wondering, do you want me to share it with all of us, and we'll open a fall quarterly report, and we'll start a fall one that you guys can add to, I can add to,
Are we allowed to be communicating like that?
as long as it's,
Not three of us.
you are not approving or making decisions, like you are writing your own words, so you're not on there together. That's a good question.
Cause I thought we weren't supposed to.
You could just send it to them each individually.
Well,
And you
it's
guys
a
work.
document, it's on there, we're not sitting, we're not discussing it on there, you're putting your feedback into a global document.
Yes. Best way to do it.
That was my understanding,
Okay.
but yeah,
I
let's
feel
clarify
like
what we-
I feel like the content we might not, it almost needs to come from from administration or staff.
Right.
And if there's, if it's allowable, if it was on like a shared location, like a OneDrive that we all could have access to, and then perhaps the board president like notifies individual board members, please go review it and
Right.
see if you have anything to add or to remove.
Who organizes and has that responsibility of writing? Because I know I blurted that out that I would do that, so I just wanna make sure. If I needed to do something, I will come in and meet with you or whatever and organize it, whatever. I don't wanna be a liar, cause I did say that.
I don't wanna be a liar.
I will do it.
I don't think it's, so timing, clearly, you know, we're gonna need some school year here to highlight. There are things that took place this summer.
Right.
That's not gonna fill a cheer report on here. So I think it would be quarterly the first 3 months in there of the school year, and we go from there. So realistically, we're gonna have 3 of these a year and not 4 of them.
Right.
And I think that would,
Not have one in the summer.
Quarterly, so
So
people are
September,
Yes.
October, November,
liars.
get it out beginning of December.
We can just do one next week and just lead off with the cell phone policy change.
I'm gonna get the word out there right now, that's gonna be real fun.
We still got a few days.
board
Until
report.
they're here.
Accomplishment.
Some other highlight or another name. But yeah, highlight report, but not quarterly,
Yeah.
just.
Panther, we'll just say Panther highlight report. Just-
Are we
And
allowed
then-
to be making a signature?
Yeah, this is your document.
So we could-
Breaking any other
So if we
rules.
call it Panther highlight report, and I mean, we don't have to call it quarterly, so.
Yeah, that way we don't put our foot in our
understand
mouth.
it's every 3 months, which is basically the school year, and go from there. Let's check with Bia on there, but
Yep,
this
I
is
got a
going to
note
be
for her.
formulated from what you have, and we will see what we can do to make things,
Hold on.
I don't wanna
Panther
shoehorn
Pride
things in here.
report.
Panther Pride report.
Ooh,
Panther
I
Pride.
like it, so we can.
There
I
we go.
like it.
That more too.
PPR.
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 I don't know that one.
I like it. Everybody will be talking about, did you see what happened in the PPR?
So I'll talk to Bia, and then my first meeting with Jen is on Friday, and so her and I'll start talking through that also.
Perfect, she might have some
And I'll find-
suggestions as
yeah.
well.
I'll see Bia on Thursday, so I can ask her both those questions.
Okay,
I had.
go ahead, no,
Oh,
go
wait, I
ahead.
had more questions. Do we still have journalism club?
Mhm.
Because that was this one, and I thought that.
Drama we don't have right now, cause we don't have an advisor for it, cause that was going to be Chelsea.
I'm pretty sure it's
But we
listed
have,
in the book that we offer.
that we,
It's, yeah, it's,
Does just have to be
it's a
noted.
club, but nobody's running it, so we have to have somebody that's gonna run it.
Okay, but it's
See,
okay
So
to
it's
be
okay
listed
to
in the
list
book,
it
it's
here,
not
yes.
false advertisement
that's right.
for whoever.
Well,
Because
It's
it
not
is
an
part of our
active club.
CBA as a club option, and
It's
so
good
if
to
we
have it
had
there just in
somebody,
case
yes.
it's not being run.
BPA is also one of those, we don't have anybody, I think,
We'll have to find an
Yeah.
EPA
I think we're gonna have
advisor.
to push it out to the staff and see if any of the staff's interested, and then if none of the staff's interested, we advertise it and try and see if there's somebody in the community that would like to.
I just wanted to make sure it
participate if
wasn't like
that's
an
a stipend
oversight or something,
position.
'cause I was like, dude.
Yeah.
I heard there was astronomy club being batted around too. It's-
It's part of her science club, I'm not quite
Okay.
sure what she's got going with
Yeah,
that,
my
but
bad.
yes.
Go.
I forgot where we're
I
at.
think she's gonna do like quarterly or every month or something, a different science show.
Okay,
So,
I love that. All right, any other outlights for quarterly report? Okay, last one, discussion, beginning of the year, open house.
Already discussed that with you all,
Yes, you did.
you know that is next Tuesday at 4 to 6, we have food, time to go meet teachers, we've got books, school supplies, those kinds of things for kids, Booster Club will be there, PTA will be there, and so, and then I'll be talking.
I've heard we're doing the robotics demo too, allegedly.
Oh,
Allegedly.
oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Okay. Have not heard that yet.
Well,
But
You heard
it
it
will
here
be from
first.
4 to 6.
That'd be cool
And
to
we
go
will
back
not
to
have a
the-
board meeting now at 4 to 6. So, or after that, so.
because we are gonna need more kids this year, I suspect we're gonna consolidate to single.
The one kid is still here, he is here.
Yeah, no, it's on there, it's just
Yep.
because we had 12
kids last year at the high school level, and a lot of kids graduated, or they're focusing on other things now, so, which is fine, but we will have a pool of younger aspiring roboticists that might also be able to advance up and do things early. So I'm excited for them on that, and we'll go from there. All right.
So could graders do high school robotics?
Yes. I've had my youngest, he was doing it, what, fourth, fifth grade? Fifth grade? We'll make something happen. Yeah. And maybe we'll have first liability this year, we just have to solidify our coaches, but we'll see. Anyways. If there are no other discussions.
There is one more discussion, the
there is.
18th, or the 25th.
The 25th.
Yes.
So we're changing our
August.
next,
Our budget, our special board meeting,
Yeah.
special budget meeting, it's on the board, but our special budget meeting
Tuesday,
is going to be
Tuesday.
Tuesday the 25th. Is AM or PM better for you guys?
I have no preference.
I would prefer
would prefer
PM,
PM
just
on
in
that
case there's something wrong with my flight coming back from Alaska.
If they're coming back that day.
Coming back the 24th that night.
Oh my God.
at 6 p.m.
Works for me.
6 work for everybody?
Yes.
All right, so our next, well, we have 2 board meetings.
Yep.
So we'll have a special board meeting, for the budget on the 25th at 6 p.m. And then following that, our next regular meeting is September 8th of 2026. Following that, do we have any motions to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, having a first, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right,
Thank you, everybody.
concludes our meeting, thank you very much. for
Thank
coming,
you all.
everyone.
Just gonna get that on the calendar so I don't